not enough crystals in this world that you could shove up your ass to protect yourself from the level of cunt I feel building up inside me today?
Katie, what the fuck? Katie, I know where the fuck you live. Why? Katie? Katie, I'm fucking shaking. What the fuck? Okay, anyone else wanna fucking give me a goddamn heart attack? You are about to see so much shit on my screen. Alright. There it is. I was about to be like, yeah, she kind of did. I don't know why, but my, like, Windows thing isn't popping up, so we're about to see a little bit of scuffedness. Well, again, you can hear him. Welcome. How much of this can I get rid of? Leave me alone. So yeah, thank you so much, Katie. Oh my god, I'm gonna murder you later. He took my mouse. I looked away. So, welcome to the Untitled Goose game. Now, if you're wondering what the fuck you're looking at... Well, you're looking at this. The fucking display got moved. Hi, Gucci. There we go. Just move that up a little bit, just so then I'm seeable. Shit. Gucci. Alright. So you're probably wondering what the fuck you're looking at. Welcome to the Untitled Goose game with the desktop goose. That's really what the fuck this stream is. That's what's gonna happen. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of shit. He stepped in mud. I did not test this beforehand to see how much of this will actually go. So, I'm waiting. It's so loud. Alright, cool. It works. And something I meant to get rid of didn't fucking get rid of. 1 second, we're looking back at OBS. Because I meant to get rid of this, because this is shit. So yeah, welcome to the Untitled Goose game with the desktop goose, who's also redeem now. So I might have to make a whole new like section to have him be prominent, because he was a little bit of pain in the ass to set up. So yeah, thank you so much, Katie, for the I can't fucking speak. Thank you so much for the tier 3 sub. I don't deserve it, nor do I. Thank you. What the fuck? So that fucking happened. Oh god. So the reason why I have my display on is just so that A, you can see him, and you can see everything fucking else that he brings on. Why do you forsake me? If I do this, what does it bring up? My Spotify. Let's do that just so that you guys can see my desktop. There we go. Alright. Cool. I swear, I'm fucking normal right now. I'm fine. I swear to God. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? No! I'm gonna murder. Alright. It's single player.
You have 13 seconds before the island fucking explodes, you hot topic wannabe, and you blue gumball son of a bitch. You have done nothing but destroy my life. I hope you both die.
Jay, what the fuck? I was just scared the shit out of my cat. That's gonna bother me so much. Just the double, I hate both of you. I'm gonna murder both of you. Jay, I see you literally in a month. What the fuck? What? What? No, oh shit, okay. Oh god. Eh. Give me the ball. Off the ground. Well, let me fucking get the ball. Let me fucking have the ball. I'm shaking because of you two fucks. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. I got it. I got it. I'm gonna forget that. I got a tennis ball. What are you bringing? You know what? We're just gonna live with it. Why are you bringing me a royal goose? Fucking, I love just the different pitter patters. I'm gonna give someone overstimulation. My mom's gonna be like, so what eventful happened today? Oh, you know, 2 people fucking gave me money who I know personally. What the fuck? Is this now just my daily reminder to fucking get my emails done? What are you bringing me? I can hear the chaos. Oh my god. To spread my wings. Yes. So it's Control X. The motherfucker stepped in mud. Fucking loved him. I didn't realize how scuffed this was gonna be until I actually started playing. What's my... Wait. Make it into the garden. Make the groundkeeper wet. Steal the groundkeeper's keys. Make the groundkeeper wear his summer hat. Bring the picnic basket sandwich. Carrot jam. This might be a bad time to say I can't read cursive. Oh, thank you. This might be a... At least now you get to see what the fuck my desktop looks like. Wee! You spin me right around, baby, right around like a record player. Oh, fuck! Okay. Okay. The question is, where's the picnic blanket? I really should have music playing in the background. This is making me... I'll just turn this really down for editing proper purposes. Alright. There we go. I'm a duck on a mission. I'm a goose. What the fuck am I saying? Can I bite something here? No. I also have... I don't think I've seen any walkthroughs of this game. Ever. Possibly. Maybe. He stepped in mud. To zoom out. Okay, so there's the gardener. I got one. Okay. Cool. I didn't do it. I didn't do shit. I don't know why the fuck you think I did something. I'm just a humble little guy. I am very much just a humble little guy. Let me in. What the fuck is he bringing? No. You cannot have my mouse. No. I fucking love this. I'm just gonna chill upstream. What's this? Damn. We're just gonna do a little glide. See what's going on. I hear Stardew Valley music and I just had a very small heart attack. What's up here? What's up here? I want the pacifier. I appreciate that. I got a pacifier. I'm not afraid to fucking hit a bitch. I didn't say I was going live in my Discord. I don't think I can open my Discord. Because the one fucking thing I need to open isn't letting me open it. I just see the little fucker. I can't fucking get the game open. 1 second. No, my pacifier! Alright, hold up. God bless having other shit. And now... Alright. There we go. Shit. I probably should have changed the commands to something I'm more acquainted to. Well, there's the bell. Oh, there goes that achievement. What is he bringing? Did I get it? It's the pacifier. It came back. I'm enjoying this a little bit too much. Alright. Listen, I got a pacifier. I'm not afraid to fucking use the bitch. There we go. Alright. I still need to find a way in. I don't think I can just do the humble little... Actually, can I get his attention? Hi, Crow! Let me in. Let me in. Let me the fucking... I'm kidding. No, not another picture, please. Please, not another one. Anyway, hello. Hey, remember how I said I was gonna do something stupid? Here it is. I'm playing the untitled goose game with the fucking goose. Hey, little friend, you wanna help me get this? This stream is incredibly scuff. And also, I have two motherfuckers I'm going to murder. Oh no. Listen! Listen! It's called Katie fucking subbed at tier 3, which I've never had happen. So, first of all, I'm gonna kill the bitch even though I deeply love her. Let me in. Let me in. Peace was never an option. Y'all wonder why I added the duck. Damn. And then fucking Jay resubbed, and I'm just like, good sir, please, my money. The bank cannot have any more people. Can I just peek my head through enough? Y'all want to see what happens when I try to get rid of this? You see, fuck! My mouse, no. I'm free, bitch. No, 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 no. I hit caps lock by accident. No! I swear to God. No, do not. Do not. I swear to God, if I get a hype train, I will fucking cry on sight. I will fucking cry. That's not a fucking joke. There will be tears. Alright. How the fuck do I do this? The vibe? We already got music playing. I generally forgot what the fuck my original intention was for that music. I mean, you can. I'm not gonna stop you. But just know. You think I'm honestly gonna stop you from giving me money? I'm kidding. You don't have to. You don't have to if you don't want to. I just fucking got a heart attack since I got an Etsy notification. Oh yeah, oh I forgot about the fucking... Oh, I forgot about the text. My bad. It's the fact that there's two fucking, like, sound effects. My brain's not having a fun time. Why? He's bringing out another picture. He's here for the chaos. Bitch. Alright. Listen, as much as I would love the money, you don't have to give it to me. No, do not spend your money at 2:30. No! What the fuck? What did I do? My neighbors are probably deeply worried for me. What the fuck is even my objective? Get into the garden. Have a picnic? Where the fuck is the picnic blanket? Son of a bitch. Yeah, remember how I said it's just pure scuffness? Welcome to you actually get to see my computer. Haha! Okay. So there's the picnic blanket. See, chat, I'm a little bit sometimes a little bit dumb if we cannot tell. And a lot of times I just hate fucking... There we go. I'm not gonna stop you, but please, just don't. So, everyone, if you want to meet Katie, she's the only fucking tier 3 bitch in here. You don't have to fucking sub at tier 3. It's just, I am pleasantly amazed, but I will murder her. Shut the fuck. It's just the different sound effects. I don't even know if I need an apple. I know I need a sandwich. I do. I have to sneeze. Oh shit. Not fun. Give me a sandwich. Give me a sandwich. Peace was not an option. He stepped in mud. It's like I can fucking hear the sound effects. I know when he does stuff. Shit. Didn't expect that to happen. Yeah, you thought shit wasn't gonna be scuffed. It's me. Shit always happens. I can take the shovel? Some of y'all motherfuckers got me terrified. Let me in. Just aggressively honks at it. Okay. It's the GIF I was telling people about. Don't buy me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the garden. We are in the garden. Can I grab this? Damn it, I can't. Fuck, I'm about to steal your rake. No, no. Fuck you! No! Oh shit! No, please! I clicked off the game. No, my rake. No, fuck! My mouse. Mine. You fucking bitch. I'll just start playing the music. You took my radio. You took my fucking radio. Hold the fuck up. Nah. Bucket, 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 bucket. Fuck you, good sir. You do not get... I swear to God, if I look at Twitter... You took my motherfucking radio. Holy shit, it's a sting!
Whoever decides
It's a sting. What the fuck? Good sir. Good sir, I didn't do anything. Oh god, I have to do this my own. Oh no. Welcome to Scuffness. You thought this wasn't gonna be fucked up? Shush. No, No. Hi, friend. Shh, shh. You don't see anything. You don't frankly see anything. You don't see anything. Yes, the duck's like, I'll cover you. It's a fucking goose. Why do I keep calling it a duck? There we go. There we go. That took a while. Alright. Welcome. I'm playing the untitled goose with the desktop goose, and as you can 100% see, it's been a little bit chaotic. Fuck you. Fuck you. Don't touch me. Leave me alone. I need a pumpkin. I see nothing. Thank you. Nothing to see here. You don't see my screen. I'm kidding. I need the jam. No! Mine! Shit. I am blind. Thank you, thank you. You bitch. You bitch. You bitch. Did you also take the radio? Oh, it's a thermostat I need. Be distracted for a little bit. Be distracted for a little bit, my friend. Fuck. No, 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 no. I will go in the fucking pond. How's stream going? Two motherfuckers about to catch my hand! I'm kidding. It's other than the scuffness, which is intentional, because again, untitledness with thing I haven't tested before, it's going really well. Listen, I had 2 people sub to me without telling me, and they're about to catch my hand. I didn't ask for that, so okay. He's bringing me a picture. Just here. Lol. I don't even care if I don't need a carrot. I'm fucking taking it. Oh shit, I did need a carrot. As you can see, this is why. It's just so then you can see the desktop deuce. This little bitch right here being a menace. My mouse. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Actually, I was about to be like, I can't. I can. I was about to be like, I can't. Send it to me. I will pause everything. Send me it. Also, thank you for joining. Good sir, just thank you. That's all I needed to be gived. Alright. Good sir, where's your pumpkins? Pause. Pause. It looks so lovely. It looks so pretty. Why are you bringing me 2 honks? Why have you brought me 2 honks? Good sir, where are your pumpkins? The fuck? I am just being humble! It looks so good, Sting. Sting, I love your art. What happens if I just... Gremlins laughs. Oh no, what is Redbubble doing? pumpkin has been acquired. Don't mind me. It generally just... Don't bite me. No. 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 You bitch. I will take your fucking keys then. I will take... Give me your fucking keys then. I'll take your fucking keys then. No. Meh. Ah, that's stupid. Actually, wait, I can... No, fuck off. Fuck you. He's distracted. Take it. Go! 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 No! No, I'll drop it. No, shit. Went the wrong way. Damn it. I saw. Sting, it seems like nothing is going your way and I want to hug you. Okay. What else can I do? Have a picnic. See, listen, look at what the goose put. He said good. He's bringing me a gift. Oh no. It's called How Much Chaos Can I Cause Right Now? A shit ton. I accidentally kicked on. Oh shit. No. I got 5 ads. Oof! Oof! I'm kidding. Oof, I'm so sorry. I'm really not. Give me your money. Fuck! Has anyone seen the people who got 9 ads? I'll take your apple. I keep forgetting I can't. We just gotta be sneaky. Stealth is key. 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 Oh, Wayward, I'm so sorry for the video you're gonna have to edit of this. There we go. I'm so glad he can't get... Sup? Oh, that's stupid. That's a... Don't worry about it. Get the thermostat. Get the thermostat. Get in the water. 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 Look at that. Now all we need is the radio, which I don't know where the fuck he put it. I keep hitting W, thinking it would make me move, completely forgetting I have to move my mouse. Good sir, where did you put the radio? Ah. Didn't do shit. Honk honk, bitch. I'll fuck up your shoes. Actually, shit, I need to do something else. I may or may not have taken his gardening shear. It's fine. You bitch. You mean son of a bitch. Yeah, I took that too. Fuck you. You know what? fucking steal your cooler. Then let me... Shit! No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Damn it. I had it. I got stuck on the thing. You don't see me behind me. I'm not behind you. I'm causing problems on purpose now. Now what happens if I just... What if I just took a tulip? I'll take your fucking shoes! No. I keep hitting W. I'm just gonna steal this man's carrots. I'm sorry, you want your garden to actually look appeasing? No, I will cause problems. It's the fact I can hear the Undertale music right now. It's great. Can I get on top of this? I do want that mallet. I forgot how to do the summer hat. I fucking see you dropping shit. He noticed everything. I think I unironically helped him. Problems? Never. Trying to intercept me. He fucking intercept me. Shit. The good thing the fucking game pauses. Good, I can do this. No, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Lamau. Listen, it just happens. Listen, it just kind of happens. I think I might have broken the radio. Yes! Alright, there's one. There's new to-do items. What do you mean? Hammer his thumb? Oh, my mom messaged me. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. I have to go get packages. Now, I have to go get packages. What if I just put on baby sensory videos? I have YouTube pulled up. I can and will put on baby sensory videos. You act like I fucking won't. Oh no. Oh, listen, I have to go get packages. I got nothing else better to do. This shouldn't take too long. Watch the baby sensory videos. Chaos? Are you just gonna cause chaos because you're watching a baby sensory video? What are you doing here? What are you doing? No. I gotta go in the closet. No, no, no. Where the fuck are my shoes at? Guys, I don't feel like waiting 10 minutes for my shoes. The fuck are my shoes? Hi! My goodness! Hello, I will get your treats. I will just steal my mom's shoes. I'm getting your fucking treats right now. I'm going downstairs. I love just seeing the fucking image. The fucking small goose. Now you know why I have my window display open, just so that you can fucking see what she writes. What do I need? My glasses and my headphones. I don't have enough spike to fucking pause the Spotify, so I'll be back. You two fucks, don't kill each other. Thank you.
It's wizard time, motherfucker! Fireball!
That took very much longer than intended. I have to go get my cat. No. Why? I don't give a fuck. Sorry, I got an ad. Oh shit! Thank you so much for the follow. I'm so sorry I wasn't here. I'm very much out of breath. Hi, I got your shit. I got your fucking shit. Can you stop looking at me like I just caused the fucking apocalypse? Oh my god. Okay. Hi. Hello. There's so much shit. That took 11 minutes. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. I'm out of breath. Because A, those boxes were really fucking heavy. Can I get on top of this? He was causing chaos? I can tell. He's being a little funny. Every time I do a little spinny, it's just so that he cannot... Every time I do a little spinny, it's so then he doesn't fucking... Damn it. Damn it. Fuck. Every time I do a little spinny, it's so then he doesn't attack it. And not tell me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen. This has just been very scuffed and I just came back. So I'm very much out of fucking breath. Because I just had to go get packages. Which, if you don't know, I live in an apartment. So, Leave me the fuck alone. Alright, let's see. Where is this man's summer hat? And so, we have a giant ass locker we never get the fucking combination to, like barely ever. So I just have to spend 5 minutes looking for godforsaken packages. On the podcast, I usually don't say if I'm streaming. Look, we've kind of I've come to the accidental conclusion that Thursdays are just the one day I permanently stream. Like, unironically. I'm so sorry. On the podcast? Shit, you should. 100% y'all should. It's on Spotify. I don't know how the fuck I managed to get it on Spotify. I just did. Where the fuck is the summer hat? We already got the hoink. We already got him. He's on the screen. He's causing the chaos. Is he looking for the ring that's outside? Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Oh my god. So yeah, I just fucking got canceled. I keep forgetting to charge these headphones. Okay. Oh. It's right there. Money. Money? Two of you. Two of you, I'm paying you fucks back. Jay and Katie, watch your backs. Like, the fuck did I do? Shit. Baby sensory videos. Yes, that happens. Give me your shoe. Let him take the mouse. There he goes. He got my mouse. Oh. Let me get your summer hat, good sir. I'll fucking take your shoe. No, I'll fuck you. I'll take your hammer. Listen. How the fuck did you get the ring? Hold up! No. Mine. Mine now. I'll just have an army of things. Yes, you did. I'll just fucking take your shoes. Excuse me, motherfucker. You cannot keep me out. I'll just make you stab your fucking thumb. Move, he's down for the count. He's down for the count. Oh. Oh, are you okay? I'm stuck. I didn't mean to take it, but okay. I'm sorry. The fuck you mean? Some of you concern me to an unhealthy degree. How the fuck do I get him to wear the summer hat? Is it fucking sparkling water? I'll wait for him to leave. Bitch, fuck you. You're rude. No! Put it on. Put it on. Put it on. Make my life easy, please. Take his hat. I'm trying. Don't put it back, I swear to God. Don't put it back, I swear to God. Put it on. No! I'll steal your fucking keys. I'll steal your mug. The fuck, I will steal your shoes. I don't think I can reach the cooler now. Damn. He's like, leave. I'm just like, no. I want you to put... That's the... Good sir, that's literally the last thing I need you to do is just put on the fucking summer hat. He still hasn't noticed the sign's gone. Okay. Shit. And remember, I hear the Hades theme song. And remember, I am the embodiment of chaos being we know. Why do you forsake me? Leave it the fuck up. That's it. No hammer rights. Rights? Privileges, I meant. Please, I at least want to get through this level. I think I need to take his actual hat. That seems like a plan. I will fucking take it. I'm pretty sure he took my mouse. Why do I need to? Okay. Good sir, I just need your hat. That's all I kind of need. Hi, Sush. Damn it, I took the shears instead of the fucking... Hey, yo. I got a secret to tell you. I got a secret to tell you. Yo, come here. I got a secret to tell you. Mine now, bitch! It's like, welcome to where the rest of your shit went. I don't think so. No, not really. Now, how in the fuck do I get your hat? Do I get it when he's on the ground? Okay, to be fair, I'm not trying to... Ah. Or I could. I fucking had it. Fucking had it, I just misclicked. He did. I ain't doing shit. I love the, like, the stray music. I took the sign. Again. That cave? Shit. Bro, dude, I forgot to put my own fucking podcast. Do you think I remember that shit? Damn it. Okay. Motherfucker, I will take your keys. I've only been asking for weeks. I know. We're not gonna question what the Little Mermaid theme is saying. Gotta wait for the sprinklers. The fucking what? Ah. Can't type. That's just the curse of this chat. Also, fucking V's coming back tomorrow. Something I was not expecting to happen. An old friend of ours, or an old friend of mine, is returning to streaming tomorrow, and we were not expecting it. So I'm just like, he's returning tomorrow! I'm actually kind of excited. Give me your fucking hat. And I'll be patient. Oh, wait, right here. Yeah, he's coming. I just popped. Ow, that kind of hurt. It's called... I've already been having problems. I found you through V. Listen. I've come to the conclusion that there are people who know me for 3 eras. They know me as Air Venus, the fucking original bitch. AK, when I was just but an witty baby streamer who barely knew what the fuck I was doing. You knew me through Air Venus. Or not Air Venus. You knew me through Air Ren. Which is when the week stream happened and a bunch of other things when I broke out and started college. And now you know me as ErrorAnomaly. Just, hi. I need your hat. Can I have your hat? I know you as Ren. A lot of people do. I was like, I think the only person I like... Mine! Mine! Yeah. I got an achievement out of that. I think there's a bunch of people who did. Which I'm like, damn, you fucks have been here for 2 years. In my span of 2 years of streaming, I have done too many fucking rebrands. My soccer ball now, kid. Okay. Break the broom, chop the boy in the phone booth, make the boy wear the wrong glasses, make someone buy... Go shopping, put in a basket, toothbrush... Fruit and veg. Alright. Let's see, what's around here? You bitch. Okay. Shit. No, let me go. We lost the cat again. No, the cat hasn't been working and I know why. I almost just opened another game. We just do a little spin. Okay. Why is your cat like a little bit of chaos being? I'm not trying. Good sir, I'm not trying to do shit. We're just gonna bring this over here. There we go. Alright, we got the toilet paper. I need the toothbrush. Hi. Oh no. Ma'am, I am not trying to do shit. Alright, I'll wait for her to go on the other side. Hi. You want to do a stare off? This will not end well for you. I'm sorry, what? What's up? I'm just chilling here. I've never heard of that. She's trying to get me to leave. Ooh. This looks fun and exciting. Psst. I got your shit. This poor kid. I've just traumatized this poor kid for life. Fucking excuse me? My god. Alright, I need to lock him in there. Yo, I got shit for you. The cat tower. Alright. Alright. A vegetable has been acquired. How the fuck? Alright. Alright, we're gonna have to do this a little bit. That can go right there for a second. Gonna put this closer. Just so then I can get over there faster. There's so much stuff going around. Oh. He was like, nah. My toilet paper. How dare you? Alright, where's the kid? There's some people who do. There's some people who actually do know me. Come on. Kind of weird, ain't it? Not really. So I just gotta lock the kid in there a little bit more. Perfect. Alright. Madam, I'm chilling outside. I swear to God, if you bring that broom over, I will actually commit crimes. Okay, so break the broom, make the boy wear the wrong glasses, make sure someone buys back their own stuff. Get on TV, go shopping. It's fine. It is your alt after all. Yeah. I didn't want to have a boring alt, so I was just like, let me have something that is slightly mine, but also not mine. How the fuck did you see that? You were just being a bitch, Madam Rin. No, fine. I'll move it even further. What the fuck do you want, Gucci? What, Gooch? What do you want, Gucci? He's attacking his brother. Oh, Sushi was on top. Damn. Good boy, Sushi. Please tell me you were in the fucking toilet. Hi. 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 He was in fact in the toilet. Alright. Nope, you demanded it. You asked for it. What do you want? Do you want the counter? What do you want? I got the Gucci. Madam Rin. It's very funny. Damn. If I want to add to my weirdness of me not being a real person, I have a collection of soda tabs. Actually, just tabs in general. What do you both want, huh? Why are you both being menaces? Huh? What do you want? I know what you want. I always know what you want. What do you want, Sush? What do you want, pup? Sush, speak. Sushi, speak. Sush, speak. Come on. Hi. Hi, cutie. You wanna come sit with me? Oh shit, I didn't update. I got my Annie. That's like the one thing I didn't update. Shit. Yeah, I got my Annie pronouns. What do you want, Sushi? Actually, I know exactly what you want. What time is it? 8:14. I'm gonna say this. Whoever the fuck did marketing for Temptations, y'all motherfuckers were right. These fuckers will do anything for some goddamn Temptations. These motherfuckers, I think, would actually kill me for some Temptations. Gucci. Stupid. Gucci. Gucci, you're a little bit stupid. I hope you know this. Until I forget Madam Rin. Well, I mean, shit. Dodge and weave. Dodge and weave. Dodge and weave. Do a little spin. Dodge and weave. Alright. I don't know, madam. Where is your toilet paper? Shit. No, hopefully not. Why? I know, never mind, I know exactly what you're doing. Sorry, I just really love that. Come on. Yeah, possibly. Toothbrush acquired. I fucking missed. You know what? No. Toilet paper going in there last. What was your idea? There we go. Okay, toothbrush. Is this technically cleaner? We'll find the fuck out. That is cleaner. Alright, cool. Yes, the new episode of the podcast has not been out yet, but like the 3 others have 100%. Go on. Alright. So I need a hairbrush, I have the toilet paper, and I just need the high-pitched voice without swearing. That'd be funny. I didn't take it. Ooh.
It's wizard time, motherfucker! Fireball!
Thank you so much for the follow as the scuffedness comes. How's your day? How's your night? How's everything going? Completely ignore me trying to fight off 2 ducks. No. Welcome to hell, literally. Ah, shit. Welcome to This Is Really Fucking Scuffed. And I accidentally hit shift tab, ironically. Yeah. Like, unironically, welcome to hell. Have you finished this game? Never. First time. But you can't spoil the fuck out of it. I really don't care. I have. Cool. Help you? Please do. Give me 1 second. Be back.
Sure is not.
I got your tools. I got your tools.
I just took 2 bottles of water.
See, I cause chaos on purpose.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, we need a vacuum.
I'm fighting with 2 fucking geese. Where's Mother Air? Near the front door.
Do you need to take the trash out? So we need Thursday. I didn't see you actually taking her out. Hey, so this is the ship for those of you who shit.
Hopefully.
Are you talking to my phone?
No, chat also saying hi.
Oh, hi. Hello.
You ain't safe, kid.
Why is it so messy? Hey,
Yes.
very slowly so nobody can hear. This shit is heavy. Yeah, it's his litter. Oh, you can always box this up too much. I haven't had anything else today.
Chat says hi, by the way.
Huh?
Chat says hi, by the way.
Hello, Chad. Who are you, Chad?
Chat.
Who's Chad?
Ah!
Who?
Chat.
Chad. Hello.
Yes. Okay. Oh my god, we got the stonks photo, finally! Shit. We got the stonks photo, finally.
Okay.
Alright. So I need to buy back their own stuff, and then I need to get tin food. I was going to laugh if that was actually the correct answer.
Who is that people? They fucking... I get the text.
I mean, I'm her child, so I think I kind of get the favoritism. Yeah, chat saying that you're their favorite.
You are my favorite?
No, they're saying that you're... that, they are your favorite. Okay, quick question. How do I am not in your vicinity, woman. You could drop the fucking broom.
Are you cold or hot? Little shitty shits. Hello, shitty shits.
Alright.
Okay. What did your father make for you this morning?
Breakfast sandwich.
Like breakfast burritos? I mean, breakfast stuff.
Yes. Get the hairbrush, get the hairbrush.
Oh, kitty, kitty.
I'm in the clear. Another item acquired. The Great Gay Cake King War 2020. I do need to make a cake on stream again.
You did what?
I made a cake last year during Pride Month, and we had a funny little joke that we started a gang war.
So what was the joke?
We started a whole ass gang war. Hey, yo, how the fuck do I break the broom?
What are you doing here, cat?
How do I break the broom?
How old are you Chinese people?
Older than 13. Hopefully. 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 I think they range mostly like 15 to like 20. How old is my Twitch chat?
Okay, well, maybe you probably should keep your mouth on the
Shit. Goose. Damn it. Yeah. We do a little spinny. Oh, hi, Sushi. We do a little spinny. Yeah, you're like, no, he took my mouse. Yeah, you're like on the honorary mod team. Actually, I could make you a Discord mod. You took out my toy. Not complaining. You took out my toy. Actually, wait, shit. What was the button to? It'll depend on who. Alright. We got the toy. No, but all in serious, how the fuck do I break the broom? Oh, damn it. Fuck. I literally just need the hairbrush. Go, you bitch. Go, you bitch. Go. Ah. Gotcha. Oh shit, I clicked off of it. Fuck. Damn it. Gotta get that one out of the way. Grab it, grab it, grab it, grab it. Mine. Mine. coming back! Mine! Well, another goose. Okay. Oh my god. Shit. Okay. Make someone buy back their stuff. Madam, I am not doing shit. I'm just kind of chilling here. I fucking love this sound. My toy. How dare you? My toy! Thank you. Okay. The other goose did it. Yeah, the other goose just caused more chaos. Okay, I need to get the glasses, which I need her to go back. The other goose caused me more chaos than this goose could ever. Shit. Shit. Damn it. Madam Mama error. Yeah. We kind of learned that this was a safe space to just drop shit. Alright. I got the glasses. Just gotta casually emotionally scar a kid for life really quickly. Okay. He stepped in the mud. Of Satan's offspring, they call their community. Actually, I feel like you guys would be little souls because I'm a reaper, technically. So you guys are just my little souls. Also, I'm gonna be honest. I might do a short stream tomorrow just because V's going live. And I want to go see that fucker. I hear the Undertale music. Demonic souls. Yeah. Alright. We're all chaotic evil. Yeah, there's no way you guys are chaotic good. Yeah, you guys are just chaotic evil. No doubt about that. Maybe more. Oh, God. get him to try on... Diabolish sprint. How the fuck do I get him to try on a new pair of glasses? I just make him do a little spin. God. As much as I don't want to do a short stream, I'll try to finish this level and then I have to end because I'm hungry. And I have shit I need to work on. That's when he's crouched because I just... Go hungry? I can't do that. Hi! There we go. Trap the shopkeeper in the garage. How in the fuck? I still have to make someone buy back their own stuff. Oh, she now comes. Batcave. Batcave! Actually, that won't be too hard. Since I have her shit. Damn it. I have some of her shit. The good thing is, I can try again. That's the kids. In the masquerade. Hey, I got your toilet paper. Also, I don't think you would want me to go hungry. Okay. Damn it. Damn it. But I think she does know that's in there. Which is a good thing. Goes hungry then. Well, there's only 9 layers of hell. No, wait. No, there's 9. Yeah, I was right. I was about to say, I don't think the game intended us, both of us, to get stuck in there. We've created my own little circle of hell. We're about to have fun lore. Okay. Did that? Okay. How do I sell someone back their own items? Satan is scared of me. Every time my feet touch the ground, Satan goes, oh shit, I let this one live another day. Oh, I almost have 300 followers. That's kind of scary. I did not ask for that, but okay. Now the question is, can I just dip onto the next area? Ooh, broke. No, my mouse. I'm free. plane and shopkeeper area. Ah, gotcha. I keep accidentally hitting shift. Okay, cool. Wait. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. I kind of had a feeling. Oh, she found the goodies. She found the goodies, chat. I did it. Oh no. Oof. Alright. Alright, I'm going! Alright. I want to go see what the next area is. I'm not going to do it. I'm in the garage. I love how someone said I don't do long streams. You weren't wrong. You were nowhere near lying. But that's also because I'm working on other... Actually, no, shit. If I continue, I can have a video. I said that. Yep. Alright. Because again, I also have to get rid of it in... No, wait, but if I do this, I can bully Wayward into making me a video. That's not an hour. No, it will be an hour long. But, I get content out. I'm debating. Oh, it's a bunch of rich people? Nah. We're ending it here today because I want to bully rich people. Hour of my time I will watch. You should 100% then go subscribe to my YouTube. I think it's ErrorAnomaly because someone had the ErrorAnomaly page. Are you sure you want to quit? Yeah, no, we're gonna bully some rich people. Yes, join. Yeah, okay, wait. Can someone break a fancy vase? Help the woman dress. Spit out his teeth. Get dressed with the ribbon. Bra, a pair of socks. I'm kidding. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how much of my progress has been saved. It was saved 2 minutes ago. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, yeah, we're fine. Wait, are we? Yes, we are. All right, cool. My English is good. It's just, no, it's just the curse that me and V both have on our chat where we just can't speak English. Okay. I'm going to turn off my display. There we go. The duck is still going feral. I just don't want to look at this fucking thing for any longer than I have to. See you later, buckaroo. Thank you so much with the vibe. Even though I had to very much... you know what? Goddess is live. Madam Rin. Oh goodness, that's gonna go in my... What are you? Who are you? Oh, it's Gucci. Of course it is. Alright, also Gucci's doing dumb shit. Alright. We're gonna go raid Goddess. Till I forget. Yeah, I can turn off the fucking goose. Oh my god. I've never been so excited in my life to turn something off. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow. It's gonna be a short stream. I have a little thing I can watch. It's called The Randy Fell. If you know him, he's a very puppet comedian. And he has a new thing out that's like only an hour long. So yeah.